Yeah, so just very hi. I really like to encourage, like I really see all things you're doing on LinkedIn. Like it's really, really encouraging how people are connecting. Hi Francis, nice to meet you. Um the fact that we had like these you guys on the call really nice. Can you hear me? Can you hear me properly? Can you hear me? Hello, hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, sure. We can hear you and also see as well.
Okay, cool. So I just wanted to say like yeah, big ups on your consistency for the sessions and also on LinkedIn. That's really, really encouraging. And yeah, it's just yeah, just want to say congrats on that. So today's session is going to be a little bit different. I know there was a lecture meant to do today, but we felt like it'd be better if we focused on doing like a live demo. So Ebuka is going to run you through like actually building a RAG project, and class for today will probably be shifted. It's probably augmented in the next workshop we have. I think is like really important now because we're now really getting into the point where people are building and lots of people might be lost. So having that session where someone is actually building on the go is going to be very important. Yeah, I can't present. Let me see, can I present? I can't, I can't really present, but I don't, let's see. If Erica doesn't come in time, I might just like maybe run you guys through the lectures while waiting for Erica to come in. But let's wait for like about 5 minutes, then we know what to do next. Yeah, but welcome in and everyone. Okay, yeah, seems like Erica just came in. So reminder to everyone, hi everyone, welcome. Good evening to today's session. We're probably going to wait till like about 6:05 Nigerian time, like maybe like next 3 4 minutes. We'll get started. Um, so just reminder that today's session will mostly be like a live demo. Because like we felt like it'd be best to focus on this live demo because most people are working on the project right now, and it's possible that many people might be lost, lack of clarity. So I just wanted to like encourage everyone. It's really good if you do things that are very unique, creative. If you're in the WhatsApp community, you know those someone that mentioned okay, like my videos are not very visible. We're working on that. Maybe you could find a way to summarize it, just innovative ways to solve actual problems that you're facing. That I think that's the best way to really like build something that is that people can use. I always reference the fact that Git was a side project, Linux was a side project. So um I'm just always encourage you guys in this project, try and do things that create, try and do things that are that you could also like relate to. And you don't have to do one. I don't You're not limited to just doing one project. Um if you Sorry, pardon me. Just give me a second. I need to make Ibuka a co-host. Um, hey, Ibuka, can you hear
Yep, I can hear you.
me? Am I audible?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah, solid, solid. Um, just trying to make it co-host. Yeah. So you should be a co-host now. Yeah. So as I was just reminding everyone. Yeah, the trick is that we're just trying to like help people to build things that actually could offer value because that's really the most important things about projects. So if you're able to make it like as I won't call it real as possible, but a solution that you could actually that you find useful, and there are definitely more people that find your solution useful. So today we're gonna have a live session, like you guys literally working it how it's actually like getting an idea, sourcing, so you get to see like how things are done live. So you're gonna just wait for people for a bit more. I think Ibuka, I think it would also be nice. What do you think if we just give people, since today's like a free session, if we don't like talk about the experiences? What do you think about that?
Yeah. Since today is like a
Yeah,
free session, yeah, let's sit
like,
into it. Yeah,
like,
let's
so,
people,
yeah.
since
So
it's just
I
a
want people.
code walkthrough, let's
Yeah. So
us.
um, can you raise up your hand on Zoom?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they can.
Okay, if
So
you can raise up your hand and you want to like give like your own personal view on how the bootcamp has gone, you can raise up your hand and then I will just call your name and you'll meet and then like hear from you. So we're gonna try and make the
so
session as
yeah,
interactive as possible.
yeah. So also just be honest. Do you get so that us we know what to work on? Do you understand? Somebody's talked about the YouTube video not being clear.
That was very good
I
feedback,
think
to be honest.
yeah. So yeah, that was good feedback. I asked him what part was clear, but he now became unclear. So, but yeah, but let's try to be as let's just if there's something you didn't get, there was a particular lecture. I mean, these are the type of things that helps us like improve. And yeah, if there's something about
Yeah,
the
so
boot camp too that you're
anyone
not
that's interested, please
really
can you raise
liking
your
as
hand up.
well, let us know.
Yeah, so if you have anything to say, you can. Look at you on the Zoho.
Huh?
Are you the one on Zoho?
Yeah, I'm on Zoho. Yeah, I'm the
Okay,
one.
fine. Okay, fine. I started before you. I'm just saying. Yeah, so you guys like I don't want to have to call people out. I'd like to really just raise up your hand and give your own opinion about the campus call. Okay, so it seems I'm gonna have to call people. Um Utibe Abasi Abia. Pardon me. Okay, you have your hand raised up. Okay, who's that? Sorry. I can't even see the participant as raising up his hand. Okay, yeah. Utibe, yeah, I can hear you. Hi. It's not very clear. It's not very clear. I can barely hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better, but not completely. It's better.
Okay. So I want
Okay, now I can't hear you at all.
can you hear me now?
It's but
Oh,
let's try. Let's try.
it's
Let's try. Let's
yeah,
try.
okay, let's try. Yeah.
Sorry that I'm using my laptop. So,
Yeah. So
Okay,
for those that are just joining in, yeah, for those that are just going over, so uh, it's going to be a code walkthrough. So I'm walking through the project. Um, but before we get into that, we want people to, you know, give us an overview of their bootcamp experience, what you think about the lectures and the bootcamp experience in general. So yeah, you can go on Abia.
okay. Am I visible now? Am I audible now?
I
eh,
think better.
I think
It's
I
not
honestly think if you just
good,
put your
but
just
okay.
put your yeah, just try. If it doesn't work, you just put your response in the chat.
Yeah. So, the boot
I mean,
camp has
it's
been
your
amazing because I'm venturing into this area for the first time. So I have to, study extra hard and then follow up to understand what we're doing. But the boot camp has been amazing because it's opening up my understanding into this area for the first time. So, thumbs up to the team. Thank you so much. And yeah,
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for saying that. That is lovely. Thank you. Lovely. So maybe you could put your hand up. So if anyone wants to say something, you raise your hand, please. Raise your hand, please. We really want to have yeah, could you raise your hand? I don't want to have to call you out. Okay, yes, Emmanuel, I was literally about to call you. Please do unmute and let me hear from you. Again, also tell you joining in from. That would be really nice.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for this the chance. It's my first time to speak in bootcamp, so I'm a little bit nervous. So my idea
It's
is
calm. It's calm. It's calm.
yeah. I joined this bootcamp when I was thinking about joining about something bootcamps related to AI. So I think this bootcamp is very, very nice, and especially the keynote sessions where you invite people from the industry leaders. So I want to say thank you very much. So I have one question for Ibuka. I was working on the task you given me, and when I try to download the modules, many times they crash, and I couldn't fix those problems. So what do you recommend? Is there a tool or something you use to download those modules? So that's my question, and I want to say thank you for all of you. It's a really big chance for me, and it's a really big, nice bootcamp. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Maybe did you hear his question?
Hi.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, yeah, UTB, hi. Okay, nice. So yeah, Ibuka, did you hear his question? Ibuka, can you hear me? Hello, Ibuka, can you hear me? Or am I the one that's not audible? Sorry, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so I'm guessing Ibuka probably has some issues with on his end. I don't know why I can't hear him. So let's just give so for people who are just joining, today is going to be a live walk through an actual project, and we felt like it was essential to help people. Some people might be lost on what to do. So today, in as much as we said we wanted to give like a session, we decided last minute that it's best to just focus on the. So we're going to augment today's class with the next lecture we have. So that's why. So we're using this period to just get feedback from the audience. Since we're not so much, and it's just like real time feedback. So like no, it's almost like a midterm review on like things we've done well, how we could move forward. Because it's possible we might not get this feedback from me because once you finish the bootcamp, we won't get that feedback. So we need this feedback so we can like improve on what we've done so far, how we could improve and do better. Emmanuel, I'm sure once he comes online, I will make sure he answers your question. So if you want to give any comments about the bootcamp, please do raise your hand. Just raise your hand so that I could grant you, just so you could speak. So organized. I just want to hear from people from Okay, I see Ayola Ayodele. Hi. I hope this is gonna be good. Ayola, please, yeah, you can speak.
Ah, you fine? Good
Yeah,
evening.
hi. Ayola. How are you doing now?
I'm good. And how about you?
Fine, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Before I start, I'd like to do a shout out to everyone who are behind the NSK.ai team for this bootcamp. A big thank you to you guys.
Thank
I
you
could
very
remember I intentionally went on LinkedIn to search for RAG when I saw you guys. It was almost like perfect timing
Are you
because I
serious?
really wanted to do something on RAG. I'm very serious. And the person who even posted it was not you guys. A colleague of yours, Quadri, he said you guys are together in some tech WhatsApp page, and you guys came up and he put it on LinkedIn, and he posted it. And from his post, I saw you guys. It was almost like just a perfect timing. So I really
Your
appreciate
match
your
made in heaven.
effort. Yes. So I really appreciate it, and I've been learning a lot. I've really
Mm,
been learning
mm,
a lot, both through the main class, the lecture, and everything. Just
yeah.
a part I would just want to beg for a little improvement is I would have suggested something like maybe a break, like a 1 week break. I don't know what the original plan is. Maybe for us to go through this, the videos, and then try to do this project. The reason being that the classes and lectures have been coming back to back.
Mm,
Tuesday,
mm.
Thursday, Friday, Saturdays,
It's a
and
lot.
sometimes like we are overloaded, and something about tech I've come to discover is even with videos and books, um, time for you to be able to implement it on your
Implement,
own is what
practice,
really teaches
understand
you.
is important.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
For this week, for example, some of us are trying to do the project. We have some of other things, and we're also coming to classes. Sometimes it's making it feels overwhelming. For me, I'm thinking about myself. It's making it seems
No, no, no.
overwhelming. But like maybe,
This is very good feedback.
uh, thank you very much. So maybe like a week would have given us a time to breathe and also to go through the classes and try our hands on the project
Yeah,
and see what we can come up with. So that's what
beautiful.
just what I have in mind. Apart from that, you guys have been doing a lot, and I have to appreciate you because I know this is done for free, and you guys also have your own life. You have things doing to be able to take care of yourself and your family, but you are giving this almost 4, sometimes 6 hours every week dedicated to us. And I know you spend more than 6 hours because you have to plan before the meeting and after the meeting talk together. So I'm saying a very big thank you, and I'm sure the other people who are part of this book and they really do appreciate you guys. They may not be here, but
Thank
the
you.
videos on YouTube, just I do download the videos. All the videos I have them downloaded for me to be able to go back even after this bootcamp to learn a lot. So I want to say a very big thank you. And I just want to apologize. I really wanted to be able to be posting on LinkedIn, but I'm overwhelmed with some other things. That is just
It's
the
cool.
reason why I've not been
It's
able
cool.
to do it.
It's cool.
But I do react to your posts, and sometimes I will post them.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Yeah,
Thank
that
you
was
very much.
beautiful.
Thank you very much.
So let me just say this. This was very encouraging. I say this to you, you all often because it's very encouraging to hear this. Because there are times where honestly we're not really sure how people are receiving this podcast, and so these feedbacks actually just help validate uh, what we're doing. And so that's why this is very important. And thank you very much because we're going to take all these things into and we're going to really try and improve. I really like the part of me with the break. I think that was very, very good. Okay. So again, this is not going to last for probably like 6:30 we start. Again, I just wanted to give that time. So I I'm seeing you're joining from Nigeria. I don't know where in Nigeria. Please confirm. Okay. Sorry. Chala, yeah, you could. Ayola, can you confirm?
Yes, I can hear you. You're audible.
Yeah, can you? You're joining from Nigeria.
Yes, yes, from Nigeria. From Nigeria.
Okay, nice, nice. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, Chala, yeah, the mic is yours. You could unmute. Hello, Chala. So, Erica, can you hear?
Hello?
Yes, Chala.
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, you.
Okay. I just wanted to say thank you. What you guys are doing is amazing. It really helps. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So,
Hi,
yeah, we have
Chala. Hi,
about
Chala. I would like to ask, like, what has your experience been? What has been like your big takeaway, or what has the exposure been like for you? Have you received the lectures? Is there something you think, okay, we could do better at? Or yeah, what has your experience been in general?
Okay. The experience was amazing. Uh, my background is actually I am full stack developer. I am just shifting to AI, and I came across this bootcamp. So yeah, lectures are good, and keynotes also amazing.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. So I think we're just going to continue for like 10 more minutes and then we get started. So, who else wants to raise up their hand to give us their own opinion, their own perspective on things? Also, like corrections, things that you feel could improve. You just raise up your hand and then you unmute. Okay, hi Sumaya Hussein. Forgive me if I mispronounce your name. Yeah, you can unmute. Thank you.
Okay, thank
Please
you.
tell us where you're
Yeah.
joining in from, please. That's important.
Okay, this is Sumaya from Ethiopia. Good evening, everybody. I'm very glad being part of this opportunity. I'm a backend developer. Mostly I have worked with Python, Django framework. So when I was studying at uni, I used to follow up the trend is what new tools are there in the market, what other people are developing. So I was exposed. But once I have graduated and start working, I become so much busy with my work that I forgot to learn new things, to experiment with new tools and so on. So when I saw the broadcast for this bootcamp, I was so happy because I thought this will force me to discover new tools, to discover the industry current outcoming tools and everything. And now that AI is being popular, what are new features that are people working with? What can I work with? How can I improve myself? How can I learn new things? So when I start learning, I love the experience, all the talks, the lectures. It was very much eye-opening, and I learned a lot from it. And I love the energy and the effort you all are putting to this event. So if I have a comment, maybe it is related to group activities. So mostly our team is idle. There is nothing happening in the team. So maybe if we can schedule some extra times so that it might not be just working on project, even just having a 1 hour discussion via the team. So maybe you can give us some topic so we can prepare some talk or study about some, it might even be new technologies or new papers we can read, summarize them and discuss with the team. So something that we can do in a team to like to activate the team activity in the team. Also the communication in Discord are not that much happening, so I think that may be improved with that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This has been lovely. This was beautiful. I can't say thank you enough. Thank you. I really appreciate. Good. Tell us what we're doing well. Tell us what we're not doing so well. Like this is you. Thank you so much. You really helped us. I'm going to take everything you're saying, noting it down. We're going to work on everything. I will make sure we have a meeting about all these things you raised, and we'll address them today. And moving forward, you're definitely going to see more improvements. I can see some people said something in the chat. If you're just joining in, today's session is a bit different, and we're having like a live walkthrough, which will start in the next 6 minutes. And we just want to get feedback from everyone to know what's their opinion of the bootcamp so far. So Hawaii says, I personally love how you guys are inviting special guests and also the step-by-step lectures Ebuka gives us. I'm getting introduced to tons of new infos, and I find it amazing. So I think we can catch up if we invest more hours. Actually, it hasn't been a while since I started Python, so it's difficult with the code. With the help of AI and some efforts, I think it's possible. But the code walkthrough today got to be quite detailed. Yeah, it's definitely going to be detailed. So it's going to be like, Ebuka is going to literally be doing it on the. So you're going to see him debugging how he's going to navigate through. So it covers beginners, people that are already experienced. I think cuts across every level. But the key thing I want to emphasize on is that please don't copy. Like I need you guys to be innovative. That's something, your creativity is so essential. Okay? It's so essential. Joseph Albert, this is my second class. I've not been that active. How do I cope with classes aside from video? I think honestly, there's really like the videos I think will suffice in my opinion, because we've not really done. It's just the videos, and we just gave a project recently. So I think don't put yourself under pressure. Take it and watch the video. Even if you don't submit the project by Sunday, it's not a do. It's really just for you to it's like a way to checkmate yourself. So you're following the pace of the bootcamp. Take your time, watch the video, grab. And if you don't understand anything, you can always reach out to myself or on Discord, on the WhatsApp. What do you need guidance on? That's why we're here. So again, I'm going to read the last thing from the chat. So if you want to say something, please raise up your hand. Because once you read, I think we might only have like one more person to take away. My experience with the bootcamp has been jam-packed and very informative. I especially like the balance between live sessions, recordings, and GitHub report for easy. A man from South Africa. Love that. That is solid. Thank you so much. So does anyone want to say something? We just have space for like maybe one more person. So just raise up your hand and yeah, then we'll go to the session for today. Like just raise up your hand. I don't want to call someone. Okay, if no one wants to say something. Ebuka, can I call you?
Yes, sir?
Can I call you? Can you tell us your experience with this campus?
Yeah. Let me call someone from the chat. Mina, I think Mina reached out to me. I think I hope she's a she. She had issues with her email or something. Oh, is it he? All right, yeah, Mina, let me know can you just like give us your experience? We're going to be starting very soon, so we can take like 2 more people to
Okay,
also
yeah, cool.
there's a regular face. I don't know, maybe he spoke when my network got cut off. I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's I laugh Eskindia. I know I didn't say your name well, but please forgive me.
Okay, I can see.
AELEF.
So he's going to speak. So I'll make sure Mina and I love speak. So yeah, no problem. So Mina, you could unmute and tell us your like experience so far.
I guess I'm audible.
Yes, you are. Yes.
All right. So, firstly, a book, I am a he. But otherwise, my experience from this bootcamp has been fantastic. I'd already sent a message to Ebuka, and I hope he shared it to the rest of the team. It has been very informative and very technical. You guys have walked us through the entire process of setting up AI agents, from code bases to how to get APIs to so many other different aspects. And like I'd mentioned, you guys bringing in people from the very companies that are setting up the environments for this has been fantastic. Getting guys from LangChain, getting guys who have companies that are actually setting up AI agents for other companies, for corporate companies. It's very good not just to get the theory, but to actually get the practical side of what it is that we're learning from the people who are doing this actively. And so for me, I'm like I mentioned to Ebuka, I'm sincerely inspired by what you guys are doing, because to organize something like this, it's not an easy task for so many people, and how in depth it is. I can count on one hand how many schools. It's usually universities that offer something like this, and these are universities that are in the States or something of the sort, and there are also very few that will open source something like this. So for me, I'm inspired that you guys were able to do something like this for so many people on the African continent, Manze, because you just don't get content like this from Africa, if I'm being very honest, or if there is, it's very, very little. It's far and few between. And so for me, we need a lot more Africans doing something like this in each of our countries. You guys have sincerely inspired me to learn more so that I can also start doing this in Kenya. I'm from Kenya myself. And so soon enough, I want us to have our own NSK Kenya that's going to be able to do something like this, because this needs to continue growing. This open source community in Africa is necessary for us to leapfrog to where we need to be as a continent. And you guys have taken that first step to teaching us how to do something like this. So thank you. All my appreciation, guys. Well done.
Thank you. This is probably one of the best things you said. I think I'll say something. When you sent it with that text message, I think one of the reasons why I put that on the group was because it was a low moment for us. I'll be very honest with you. There were points where we collectively as a group, we're not, we saw the numbers trickling down, from 1,300, we saw the participation as high as usual. And to see, again, this is me being very open with you guys. It was deflating. And honestly, I asked Ebuka, he was constantly on my neck. Are we really doing the right thing? Are people actually benefiting? And that text you sent, it really just raised the entire thing. I will be very honest with you. We put it on the group chat. You literally just gave us a spark and a reason to continue. And again, what you said, I'm literally going to play this video for the entire team. It was very encouraging. And thank you so much. I do guarantee we're not going to stop. One thing about NSK.AI that we've done from day one is that we constantly were pushing ourselves. This book happened because we decided to come out of our comfort zone. At first, it was just Nigeria, but I said, let's try to get other African countries. After other African countries, I was like, let's try and get people from all around. We didn't push that far, but we got here. At first, we just wanted myself, Ebuka, and come. We said, let's get industry people. Ebuka can testify. I reached out openly. I reached out to Anthropic. I reached out to LangChain. I reached out to Langfi. Langfi was one of that. We kept pushing, kept daring, go the extra mile. And I do guarantee this is just the beginning. We're going to keep pushing the bounds. We're going to keep doing those things that people say. Those places that people are afraid of going, we're going to do that. Again, I don't want to waste too much time on this. I'm just going to take the last person now. Start. Ebuka, I really wanted you to talk, so thank you, Mina. Sorry, his name again, Alifa. Forgive me, Alaf. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. I'm sorry. Please, could you unmute and tell us your experience? Then we get started.
Okay.
Please,
thank you very much.
How do I pronounce your name, please? That's the first thing. I want to pronounce your name properly.
Okay. So my name is Alaf Skandar.
Okay, Alaf. Hi.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay. No worries. So my name is a little bit difficult even here in Ethiopia, so no worries. So thank you very much for giving us this chance. It has been a really amazing experience for me, especially because I was trying to teach myself this topic actually about AI agents, and I was searching a lot of courses online, and I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube and stuff. But it is very unstructured, and you don't know where to start and where you need to end. And most of the time, the courses don't meet your expectation after wasting like 10 hours or even 11 hours on lectures. So it was very difficult for me. But after I joined this, and I'm very grateful for joining, I'm very happy. I was actually able to build my first RAG application, the task you gave us. So it is very helpful for me, and I was very glad, and I was very excited when it worked for me. So it was really amazing experience. I am a self-taught software engineer actually, so there is a lot for me to learn. I'm a mechanical engineering student at Addis Ababa University. So there is a lot for me to learn, but in collaboration with my friends, I have an technology company called AZ Technologies. We work with the Ministry of Innovation and Technology in our country. We actually working on virtual reality, XR, and stuff. And we work on with Huawei as well, partnering to build the data center infrastructure here. And I was planning to integrate AI in those fields. So participating in this bootcamp was very helpful. And I would like to even work together with you guys, even to expand and excel this even more, to include a lot of people as well in this initiative, because it is very helpful, and it is very amazing.
Thank you so much. So that was
Yes.
fantastic. I think what we're going to do is that at the end of the boot camp, we'll probably send a link for you guys to do maybe 1 minute videos on this, and you talk about your experience, because this is going to help us. Ibuka, I think we're already way ahead of time, and we need to get started now because we need to keep the time. Ibuka, can you hear me?
Yes.
And thank you so
Yep.
much. Okay, so Ibuka, I guess it's time for you to take it over. So let's
All
get
right.
started. Thank you. So you guys, you can still drop your comments in the chat, like your opinions. Like it's really, really helpful. Just drop in the chat. So Ibuka, it's all yours.
All right, guys. I want to say once again, thank you so much, everyone. It's really encouraging, the things you said. And thank you for, I can't remember her name now. The lady that spoke about the team tax and ideas on what we should do. I actually want to apologize and take accountability for that, especially. Well, the boot camp has been a lot, but it's not an excuse all the same. We should have sent a team tax every week, but what happened was by the time I have the time to, draft out those tax and like send them out, it's like it's too late. So that was why I decided to like merge everything inside this one big tax. But thank you so much for your suggestion. Thank you for the ideas. If you guys have more ideas, yes, we're open to them. And yeah, let's get started. All right, guys. So today there isn't any slide. Let me share my screen and let me be sure that what screens I'm sharing. I can close these. Let me share my screen. If I believe I am a co-host, right? So can you guys see my screen? I guess so. There's this thing that is always on my request.
Yeah, because we can see your screen.
Okay. All right. So yeah, today we're going to be building a RAG project end to end. And so this is one of the sites that I went to, for our project. So the first thing I'm going to do is, can you post the link to the tax document in the chat? While you're doing that, let me get the app that I built up and running. So somebody on the WhatsApp group said something, I can't remember what the guy complained about. I think he said that, that there's a lot of, what is it called now? that the YouTube videos are long, that
Sorry.
it's
Maybe-
yeah.
Yeah. So please, you probably have to help with letting people. I have like a little emergency.
Okay. All right.
Thing.
Is Raf on the call?
Okay, I'll try and get into.
All right then. Okay, so yeah, someone on the WhatsApp group said something about the YouTube video that they're too long, and that, and then I said that wow, a good idea would be to use that, to build a rag of a YouTube rag sort of, and that was what actually made me to like now build this app that is coming up right now. So what is this app about? So it's just a YouTube video. Let me go to my YouTube, pick something there. YouTube, look for pick something there. So it's just a YouTube. Is that one? Let me use this. Best AI books for software engineers.
If you're a software developer.
All right, so these are the people that I admire on YouTube. Yeah, so these are YouTube channel. If you've not subscribed, subscribe. All right, so it's just a YouTube rag application where I put in my stuff, and then I click on process video. So see, it's processing the video. To take a while. Let me be sure that it doesn't break. Let me see what's running. Yeah. Sometimes who is writing on the screen? So yeah, it's processing that. So what happened was all right, so what happened is that give me a minute, guys. All right, so yeah, this is what happened. So I took that YouTube video and I basically put it into here and I clicked on process video. So what happened is my application went, it downloaded the transcripts. Please confirm that you guys can still hear me. I think my internet is shaking a bit. Please just confirm that you guys can still hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, so I took the YouTube video link and then processed it, and so you saw when it was loading, and then the next thing I got was video has been processed successfully. Now there's this input button where I can ask it questions about the YouTube. So this is the YouTube video with Soup. This is the YouTube video link. This is the best AI book for software engineers. Let me ask it, what is the video about? All right, so it's trying to generate the answer. The video is an overview of an AI book about integrating AI into software systems, covering the 12 chapters of the book. Okay, so this would have to do with like, what it's retrieved. So this is where my retriever might have not been good enough. Tell me about the AI engineering book discussed. So let's see. The book being discussed is not explicitly named, but it is mentioned that the author has written another book on machine learning engineering. So this has to be issue with my trunking, but yeah, it's getting context from this video, basically. So, and this is what I'm going to walk you guys through. Let me get that document quickly. documents that has document that has the assignment on it. All right. Great. All right. So, oh yeah, what's the task about? Basically, it's to build a RAG. So, be creative about it. So, see, I built this one. During the lectures, I demoed a PDF loader, and now I just built this one that it's a, who is this person that is writing on this thing? Stop it. So now I just built this one is a YouTube video loader. All right, so that's basically it. And yeah, you have complete freedom to decide what you want to use. You can use what document source. You can use a YouTube transcript like I'm doing in this one. You can use a PDF. You can also use a website, that is a script-free website that I showed you guys an example during the lectures, where we scraped a PDF from about Ethiopia's culture. Yeah, you can also use a plain text file. Whatever embedding model you want to use, OpenAI, Hugging Face, or this is supposed to be Grok. Yeah. Oh, sorry. This is a mistake. All right. So whatever or Cohera, yeah, there are so many embedding models out there. Then whatever vector store, you could use Fire, Schroma, Pinecone, just experiment with stuff, be creative. Rankers, they are optional, but there are also other rankers and whatever framework. So if you know JavaScript, you can write the Next.js, React. So if you know Python and Fast API, you can integrate over Fast API. Also, you can use Jupyter. So for the interface, you can use Streamlit, Jupyter Labs Notebook, or you could use Streamlit or Fast API. Yeah. So these are the points. So there has to be document ingestion. So this document ingestion is where you are, feeding documents into your application, like I did here, where I fed the YouTube link into my application. Then the next one is indexing and storage. So this is where you have to store it inside the vector database. You have to store it with an embedding model. So the next is also retrieving it. You can implement any type of retriever, if it is dense, sparse, or hybrid, any type of retriever you want. And then generation. So whatever generation or whatever LLM you want to use for your generation. And yeah, that's about it. And then the user interaction basically is you could use Fast API, Streamlit, Next.js, whatever, anyhow that we can interact. And this one's here, bonus points basically. And these are the requirements. So I hope this part is pretty clear. All right, so now let's move on to the app. So I've shown you what we're able to build. Let me go into building it. So if you have any questions, put it in the chat. I would be sure to attend. So if you get lost at anywhere, just put it in the chat. If I is on the line, so he'll help out with that. All right, so the first step, I'm also going to be using a guide. So pardon me about it. So let me stop this app and run let me run this new one. So I just created a new app2.py. It's supposed to be inside, yeah. Yes. Then one more thing, guys. If you go to our GitHub repo, yeah, this one. This YouTube app that I built, you should see it's phase 1 project. So see, it's here. I've pushed it. There's a README, there's a detailed README, and just follow the README and everything works. So yeah, let me post that in the chat as well. Let me put that in the chat. Say, would you kindly do a demo with Streamlit? Is this Streamlit cool? I didn't know you can use it that way. Yeah, it's Streamlit. Yeah, this demo is with Streamlit. Okay. All right then. So I've posted the link to the GitHub. You can also start the repo if you want. So I think that's what everybody usually sees when they're sharing the GitHub repo. But yeah, that by the side. By the way, that's by the way. Let's get back to the code. So let me run this. So first of all, we're starting off. First of all, we're starting off with this. Trying to hide this from the screen. All right, so first of all, we're starting off with this. Yeah. There is a, so if you check the project, there is a requirements.txt file here. So this requirement.txt file has all of the, stuff that you're going to install. So someone talked about how when he installs all of this thing, it kind of like uses up his memory. So the first thing you should do is you should try and use a Python environment. I think that's one way. Try and create a Python virtual environment, then install your stuff from there. And the next time you have to use it, I think Python environment is going to, virtual environment is going to, the Python virtual environment is going to use the cache. So it's going to use the ones you've downloaded. Another option is what we call Conda. It's pretty heavy. It's usually for, Conda, Anaconda, yeah. So you just go to anaconda.org and figure out how to install it. But it's pretty heavy, it's usually large, but it comes with a lot of pre-installed Python packages that you don't have to install after you've installed them. So you can always use it in a Conda environment. All right, back. So yeah, so first things first is if I was creating, let me see, is this, so first thing first, I have to create my virtual environment. To do that in Python, you do Python 3. Let me do this in a different folder. I don't want to mess up what I have. Level 1. Whatever. So you usually do Python 3 -m venv. In fact, I'm like kidding myself. Why don't I check the README? So in the README says getting started. Yeah, so this is the code. It's going to be different depending on your environment. So this is what you do. You do this, and so this is the command. This is the command basically. This is the command. Then the last part is going to be what you want to name your virtual environment. So I'm going to name my .venv. You can name it .aleph. It depends on what you want. But the most important thing is you make sure that you put it in your gitignore. Register it in your gitignore so that it doesn't get committed. Okay. All right, so that's it. After you've created your virtual environment, next step is to activate the virtual environment. This is the code if you are doing it on Mac or Linux. Basically, the name that you assigned to, if it is .venv, so you can put dot here so that it's a hidden file. If it is .venv, you put it here wherever, then bin activates. If it is on Windows, this is how you do it. All right, and then after that, you do pip freeze requirement.txt. So this is to copy into your own requirement.txt. But if you want to run that code, you can just do pip install our requirement.txt. So it's going to install everything in that requirement.txt because that's all you need. And then you have to set up your environment variable. So we use Grok here. You have to create a .env and set it up. If you see here, I already did that, but I won't click on that by the grace of God, so that, you know, my code doesn't enter yet. So yeah, that's it. And this has the project structure. And this is an explanation of how it works. So it's pretty simple. Let's get into it. Raf, I noticed you just joined the call. I don't know if I can make a co-host. Let me see. Raphael. Yeah, I think Ifeanyi has to do that to make you a co-host. All right, back to our demo. So I have all of that set up already. So let me just run in the root of my folder. So that is the root of this phase 1 project. So see it here. I'm going to run Streamlit app. No. Run app 2.py. Yeah. And let me see what it gets. So if I run this, so it opens up in a new tab for me. And yeah, so this is the basic stuff. So it doesn't do anything at this point. I say it doesn't do anything. I think it's supposed to cause an error. This is just a so yeah, it doesn't do anything. So it's just basic stuff. If I press this, it's just going to show thinking. If I press this, it's just going to show processing. That's all. So nothing. So the first step is we get our stuff together first. So that's the first step. And this is my guide. Where is my guide? Where is my guide? Guide. Nope, I need you on this side. All right, so this is my guide. And so let me do like a code walkthrough. I need you on this side. So yeah, so that I can get more screen. So code walkthrough. I wrote all of these, you know, so that it's easier and quicker for me. Whatever is happening to this. Yeah, so first of all, I'm importing Streamlit. I'm writing down the main app logic. I don't need this. Let me remove this main code so that I can run everything. Yeah. All right. Okay. So the first thing I'm doing is the main app logic. So sorry. Then the page configuration. So I'm setting the page. Page title, YouTube Q&A. That's what you can see here. And after that, I'm setting the main title of the page. Ask questions. So any YouTube video. So that's what we have here basically. And the sidebar for input. So this, I'm going to be using the sidebar for, where you can input your YouTube videos and all. So that this interface is just for chatting. So what do we have on the sidebar? We have a header. We have this. This is the code. Add a text input field, for the YouTube URL. This is it. This is the code. And then we add a button. This button is what is going to process the code. It's going to download it and then chunk everything for us. Okay. And yeah, that's about that. This is the bare minimum. So what's the next step on my guide? On my guide, what do I have next? If you're following me so far, let me know in the chat. Okay, so step 2 is loading and cleaning the transcript. Now that we've created our first now that we've created our interface, we kind of like have what it looks like, but there isn't any functionality yet. It's just Streamlit code. Again, you can like do this with ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT like, oh, help me whip up this. It's just Streamlit code. You don't have to know Streamlit. Me, even I don't know Streamlit because I mean, what am I using it for? We don't, like use this in production. This is where we like test run differences. So so you can just ask ChatGPT, oh, I need a Streamlit on the sidebar. This should be here. This should be there, and then this should be here. There should be an input field and all of that. In fact, let me do that on this call. We don't have so much time, but I'll try. All right. Oh, this is copying this stuff. Let me use Gemini here. And it's okay. All right. So if I just tell ChatGPT, I want to build a RAG app with Streamlit for a YouTube transcript RAG app, write the Streamlit code for the interface. I should be able to paste the YouTube videos, the YouTube link on the sidebar. So, Gemini is going to, or whatever LLM you're using, is going to come up with. Yeah, if you notice, it's sort of like similar to what I've already done. But let me use what I get here. Let's see what it will look like. So app2.py. I hope it doesn't break though. Because that's what it's known for. What's this? So if I run this, let's see what it looks like. Okay, so you see it's something similar to this. Do you get? All right, so what's the next step? All right, so what's the next step? This next step is loading and cleaning the transcript. So we need to write a helper function to implement. So the helper function that so the first step is usually that you first of all upload the YouTube link. Because usually this is not supposed to be showing. If you remember when I did the demo, this was not showing when there was no YouTube to process, but I don't expect this. Okay. So you first of all, upload the YouTube link and then we process it. So that's the next step. So we need to okay, how do we process this? How do we work this out? And that's where you think about, okay, I need to see how I can, does LangChain have a YouTube loader? And thankfully, LangChain does have a YouTube loader. YouTube loader LangChain. So this is it. This is the YouTube loader. But sadly, this is not working. I mean, I don't know why it's not working. I think it's probably with, the code, probably they need to update some things, or the packages being used and stuff like that. Okay, there is another alternative, and yeah, there's another alternative. So you can use this. You can use the YouTube loader DL. It's from, I think, YTDLP library, and this was what I used. This was the library I used to load the videos. So yeah, we have to create our YouTube loader. So let me open my sidebar again, and because I need to process my stuff, I need to process this. So let me create a new folder called helpers2. Right, and then inside there I can just create my YouTube loader. YouTube loader.py. And I don't know, I don't think I should walk you guys through this code because I just want you guys to get the idea. So there are a lot of things commented out here, and for me to be able to like speed up the entire process, and I'm sorry if I'm not walking you through this code. I'll just copy the one I used. I'll copy it inside here. But if we go through the comments, first of all, the imports. Next thing, there's what is called the VTT parser function for YouTube transcript files, basically video transcript files. I believe that's the name. There's a guide on how to run it, but I'll tell you that I had a lot of issues working on this. I think this was the most challenging part. If you see the video, the code is even longer. So this was the most challenging part. So there is a parse transcript function I built. There is also a load from YouTube transcript function. So this is the load from YouTube transcript function. That's this, and I'll close all of this. I don't like too many tabs open on my system. And it appears I've closed the one that has our Streamlit tab. So let me go back to it. Localhost. I think it's 8501. Yeah. So this is, so when we press process video, this is the one that is supposed to run, basically. This is what is supposed to run. And so we are calling this function load from YouTube. Let me see if my stuff is updating. I'm thinking about the best way to deliver these things so that you guys can follow. All right, so we're on the sidebar, right? So if there's button, this what happens when the button is clicked? If there's a YouTube URL, so if there's a YouTube URL so we are defining a YouTube URL here, this inputs. So if there's a YouTube URL, what we want to do basically is display. Let me use what Copilot is showing me. Yeah, so if there's a YouTube URL, I want to show that, oh, this is processing. It might take a few minutes, and we want to load in the transcript. And we'll call the load from YouTube, and that will be coming from what package now? Imports helpers 2 dot YouTube loader. Yeah. No. Sorry. From helpers 2, the YouTube loader imports this function. Load from YouTube. Load from YouTube. So when we click the button, we want that URL, the YouTube, want to pass in that YouTube URL into this load from YouTube function. So what's happening here? Basically, there's a description. It downloads a transcript from YouTube using YouTube DLP, passes it and returns it as a list containing a single LangChain document. If you use the LangChain YouTube DL stuff, you might not have to like convert it into a LangChain document like I did here. Just simply passing in the URL and then tapping dots, saying loader.load would. If you check the the LangChain docs, you understand what I'm saying. So yeah, basically this is the code. This is all the code that is needed to run, to download it, to transcribe it. Then there's a point here where I am passing that transcript. So the transcript that is being returned, I am now calling this this function basically. So if you check, there are a bunch of rejects. Oh my God. NEPA just took like, hey, this is Nigeria. My guy is on the gen. Let me off my camera for now. All right. So back to what I was showing. So there are a bunch of regex here. This regex is just, removing all of the dirty stuff that might come out from it. That's basically what's happening here. So let's try and run this. Let me get that YouTube video link and paste it again. YouTube. Yeah. See. So if I copy this and I paste it here, let's see if it breaks. So yeah, it's showing processing the video. This may take a few minutes. And basically, it's just going to return all of this as a document. So it's going to return the entire transcript as a document. That's what's going to happen. Now, after loading the transcripts, after the step, these steps of, so the function that loads our data, basically, what's the next step? And the next step basically is chunking that data. And that is where I have to define this. So it says here, video processed successfully. This one is, I have to remove the code that is here. Where is that code here? This one. No, is that it? Yeah, video processed successfully. And I have to remove this here. Okay. All right. So after I have been able to load, what's the next? We need to chunk that data. So yeah, I have load. In fact, let me try and let me write. Let me print it so that we see st.write. Let me write it there so we kind of like see what is being returned. Transcripts. And let me run this again. Process video. So it's going to run. But after that, the next thing is for us to chunk all of that data. And so there I'm going to create my chunker, or the file that will host, that will have my chunking logic. And let me copy this. This is just what I kind of like put down to guide me on, doing the demo. So here we have our imports as expected, and we are defining our function, the chunking function, basically. Okay, this guy is here to help me out. So the first step is to initialize the recursive character text splitter. So the class that is going to chunk our stuff for us. The second step is select your desired chunk size. So here I have selected my chunk size to 1000. You can play around with this number depending on what you want. I started with 2000 and then I later dropped it down to 1000. Then the third step is to, the overlap that you want. So when it gets to 1000 characters and it has, because this kind of like chunks, it cuts stuff according to paragraphs, then new lines, then sentences, and that like that. So usually it will pass the entire 1000 stuff, because probably it hasn't finished chunking a paragraph. Do you understand? So, and then where this overlap will now come in is, so just in case it stops somewhere, just for you to get extra context, maybe there's a paragraph or a sentence or a line that is part of it, it will overlap on whatever amount of characters that you set for it, just for you to add it, to this chunking. So I already explained this in the lecture. If you don't really get it, watch our lecture videos or drop a comment on this thing. So you have defined the chunk overlap to be 100 characters. And the next thing is to split the documents using the dot split. So here I have initialized the chunker, the text splitter. And here I'm going to split it with dot split documents. And next thing I'm going to do is return the resulting list of chunk documents. So I'm returning it. And remember, what is it receiving? It's receiving a list of data, a list of documents, basically. Okay. So let's go back to our app 2. So after I have gotten this transcript, the next thing I want to say is, the next thing I want to do is this transcript, I want to chunk it. So chunks, let me say chunks equal to What is the name of that function again? Chunk the data from, sorry, not here. So from helpers to dots chunker imports chunk data. So the chunks is equal to this, and there I'll pass in the transcript that has been chunked. So yeah, basically this transcript is already a list. So if you look at the video we processed, this is all of the transcript. So it has already been formatted into a document. So you see there's a metadata field here. It's all in the code. I wrote all of these codes, to make it custom as if it's coming from LangChain. And then there's the page content. This is the one that has everything that the guy said, all of the words the guy spoke in that stuff in the whole distance. So this is what it looks like. And it's just a list of one. So yeah, I don't think we don't need this extra text because this is already a list. And so this is where we're going to know. So when we chunk it, process video. All right. So after chunking, what is the next step? We have to create our vector store. The next step is indexing. So putting it into our vector store. Now we have our chunks. We want to embed those chunks and put them into the vector store. All right. All right. So yeah. So this has been done. It has been chunked successfully. This is the chunks. So the next thing we want to do is we want to put it in our vector store, and that's where we create our vector store helper. So let's create that here inside our helpers too. Sorry. Inside our helpers too, we create that file. And no, not there. Let me copy all of this here. So this was just the guide I, put so that I was hoping that it will help things faster and I won't be lost. Yeah, how many people are still on the call? I will still have up to 40 people here. All right, guys. I guess you guys are learning something. The courses, the project tax is getting easier for you. Okay, so so the first thing is, as usual, we make our imports. So yeah, I'm importing Chroma. I'm using Chroma DB, and then Hugging Face embeddings, to help me download those embeddings. We've already covered this in our lecture, and then next is the documents. So this is the documents class in this thing, just for us to like annotate this, that this is what we're expecting. It's not like we're using it for anything. All right, so I hope so. The first thing we're going to do is initialize the LangChain embedding models, and we'll specify the model name, and we also want to specify that we're using CPU. So if you have a GPU, you can also specify that. So let me write the code for that, and I'm waiting for Copilot to give me that, but it didn't. So let me take it from the code I've written before. All right, so yeah, I'm initializing it. Oh yeah, helpers to vector store. So if you're not following along, let me even look at the charts quickly. Let me see if there's anyone that's confused. Please, what's the concept of Python does Streamlit uses aside? What concept of Python does Streamlit uses aside from the CD initialization? I don't get from CMD. I don't understand that question very well. Do you have a JavaScript or TypeScript alternative or the code? No, I do not. But I mean, you can put all of the code into an AI and tell it to rewrite the entire thing for you in JavaScript and to do that. All right, so the first step is I'm initializing my embedding model. So this is the embedding model. these Hugging Face embeddings that I use, and yeah, I'm specifying the name of the embedding model I want to use. And next, also, this is just me trying to tell it. So for those that have a GPU, you can set it here to CUDA. You can set it here to CUDA if you have you can set it here to CUDA if you have a GPU, if not CPU. And if you don't even set anything here, it will use your CPU automatically. So yeah. Next is create the vector store from the documents and embed the entire thing. So this is where I'm defining my vector store, and I'm passing in the docs. So these docs that we chunked, and the list of the docs that we chunked, I'm passing them into, and then I'm also passing my embedding model that I have defined here. And then, Chroma is going to handle all of the whole indexing and embedding each of those stuff. I already showed you guys how to do this during the class. All right. And then we are returning the vector store so that we can use it in our app. We're returning the vector store. So now that we have our vector store, let's go back to app2.py. app2.py. So yeah, we've chunked our data. Next, we're going to do is to pass it into the vector store. So this is where is the vector store? All right, create vector store. And yeah, app2.py. So yeah, I'm going to create the vector store. And we'll call it vector VCA store equal to, something is wrong with my game. And then I'm going to pass in the chunks basically. And let me put, so I don't need to write what was chunked. I don't need to write what was chunked. So I need to import. Yeah.
Okay. I don't like. Are you gonna have a section where you kind of go through the questions?
In the chat, there are questions in the chat.
Lots of questions.
I just checked the chat and I didn't see any question.
Oh, is it me? Am I going to get in it? Someone says, can you share the presentation? Concept of Python the Streamlit used aside from CMB installation.
Oh, damn.
Do you see?
Can you please include how we can push to GitHub? All right, guys. We're running low on time, so just drop the messages on the Discord and I'll respond. Drop your questions on the Discord and I'll respond. If I help me go through, let me go through the stuff. It is something related to, the functionality, what I'm trying to build that they don't understand, then like draw my attention to it. But if it's something that we can, handle after the call, then yeah, let it be in the Discord. But I'll see if I can, So yeah, I'm importing the function that's going to create a vector store. And after that, we pass our chunks. We've chunked our transcript. So first of all, we load our transcript. And after that, we pass in our chunks. And after we've passed in our chunked data, we now pass those chunks into our vector store. So if I run this, I want to see st.write. Let me see success. VC created. So yeah, it's going to run again, and I'm hoping to see VC created after that has been done. So now that we have our vector store, so first step, what we did, we built like a basic UI. Second step, what we did was we loaded in our, the transcripts. Now the next step is chunking the entire data And then next step is we created the vector store, and then we index those chunks into the vector store. And what is the next step? Building the retriever with re-ranking. So yeah, we're going to create another helper function in helpers2 called retriever dot py. Come here. And inside here, we're going to have, this is where we're going to pass in our retriever. And so what are the first things we're going to be doing? So basically, we do our imports. We do our imports here, and we're importing the contextual compression retriever. So this is the LangChain function that will help us join both our retriever, our vector store retriever, and our re-ranker as well. This is our cross encoder re-ranker. This is the one that will load our cross encoder, and this is the one that will this is tautology. All right. Yeah. So the first step is create a base retrieval. So let me do that. Copilot is not going to give me anything. So let me use the code I've already written. So I'm creating a base retrieval. Let me copy this. So even this, so yeah, even the code I wrote, I kind of like put like steps so that you can like understand it. So this is like, so this video is just like walking through the whole thing. So yeah, let me. So where did we create that retriever? So yeah, I'm doing the retriever stuff. So
Yeah, Ivica, we have
step
like
one,
we have
create.
about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We have about 5 minutes left.
All right, sure, we're already done. So first step, create the base retriever from the vector store, initialize the cross encoder model for re-ranking, initialize LangChain's cross encoder re-ranker, create the contextual compression re-ranker. This contextual compression re-ranker is just going to join the retriever that we already initialized, and the cross encoder model that we downloaded. So it's going to join them in like one chain, basically. Yep. And then we're going to return the compression retriever, basically. So let me paste the code that I wrote. So step one, initialize the base retriever. Step two, initialize the cross encoder for ranking. Step three, initialize LangChain ranker. So I'm initializing LangChain ranker, and I'm deciding the model I want to use. So this is the cross encoder model. And this top ranker is supposed to be, is defined here. That is how many documents do I want the ranker to return back. Yeah, I'm defining the name, and yeah, I use Hugging Face stuff. Let me just copy what I used here so that I don't like mess up the entire code. Okay, back to this and help us to retriever. Yep, that's that. All right, so and the next thing I'm just returning it for us to be able to use. And I believe so when a user asks a question, so now we have, so this whole part now is we have our vector store created. So the next part is this question part. When a user asks a question, how is it going to go? What's the flow? And that's where this retriever and re-ranker comes into play, building the retriever and re-ranker. So let me go back to our app to the py, and here if I say, so if there's a question, instead of it writing thinking like it was doing before, what I can do is take that question, Owen. Yeah, use the rank document, yeah. Rank docs. basically. And then this is where this is where we use our retrieval. This is where we use our retrieval. We just call this function create retrieval, and then we'll be passing it the vector store. Where's app2.py? So the rank document is going to be this. We'll be passing it the vector store. Let me import this. So I'm importing this from helpers 2.retriever imports this. Okay, so I'm going to import this, and what am I passing into here? I'm just passing this into, I'm passing the question. I am supposed to pass in the vector store because look at the function. It expects a vector store of type ChromaDB, and the other things like the number of searches it should return, that's set already. So for me to be able to do this, if you know a bit of programming or Python, I shouldn't be able to have access to this vector store that was created here because it was created inside this loop. So what I would do, what's ideal to do is you store this inside what is called a state in Streamlit, basically, so that I can also, it's just storing it inside a variable so that I can use it later. Let me see, let me just ask Copilot to write this is what Sai taught us, LLM programming. Write a state, a Streamlit state initialization for the vector store. All right, I hope this guy doesn't waste my time and he gives me answers immediately. All right, so yeah, accept. So yeah, this is, so what I should have done here is, and this is how so this is how you create a state, basically. It's like just like a variable, basically, so that when Streamlit refreshes, you can always, so what's the first? I'm passing in the retriever. Okay. I'm passing in the vector store here. And where is it? App2.py. Passing in the vector store here. And this is where I'm supposed to say, instead of VC equals to this is what I'm supposed to say. Yeah. And this is, taking our vector store. And the next is, I'm going to do rank docs dot invoke. It should be invoke, yeah. Invoke, and then I'm going to pass in our question. And this would return a list of docs, list of, retrieved documents. And this is where, so this is our retrieval process. And then that's where we come to the final step, which is the chain, building the RAG chain. So let me copy all of this. This is the final step of the second to the last step of building the chain. So help us to, okay, I know we are 2 minutes past time. Just give me 2 minutes, we're done. Chain.py. If I get this here. All right. So if you, in my code, I've already explained everything here. So you just follow the code. I want to rush because I want to show you guys something quickly before we're over. So what is it taking? It's taking in that retrieval and it's returning the RAG chain at the end of this. So it's creating a chain, taking in the retrieval, and what's going to happen here is when we import it inside here, so it's taking in that retrieval, it's going to invoke the retrieval, so we don't even need this here. So let's say I import the RAG chain underscore chain, and then what's going to happen is I pass in this retrieval. So once there's a question, I pass in this retrieval, and then I'm meant to do, RAG chain, RAG underscore chain, dot invoke, and this is where I'll pass in my question. Okay, so if you check the RAG chain, so if you look at the RAG chain, let me go back to my code, to the one I already prepared down. So if you look at the RAG chain, the prompt template is there. So the first step is we initialize our LLM. So we are using ChatGrok. Grok, you need an API key, and I already told you guys where to get API key for Grok. Console.grok/keys. You can also use any other options. Hugging Face also has free LLMs. You can use free LLMs from Hugging Face. You can use Chat OpenAI. You can use any other options. You can use NVIDIA as well. It's up to you. And then the next thing is we create our template. So look at the place I gave it, I define my prompt template. Answer the following question based on provided context. Your answer should be concise and blah, blah, blah. And you can always tweak this. Yeah, I can specify, I can start with something like, you are a YouTube transcripts, whatever, loader or something. Give it whatever, you can specify that. And then, yeah, I'm building my RAG chain basically. Yeah, I'm setting the context with the retrieval from the question. I am, passing all of that into the prompt, and then I'm passing all of that into the LLM, I'm passing it into the string output parser. And when I use RAG chain.invoke here, I should get my response. So if you guys would permit me, I want to show you guys something, and that is relating to deployment. So there is an option to deploy the app, but I wanted to show you guys how to do that. How you can easily do that with Streamlit. So for those that are using Streamlit, you can easily do that. If you're not using Streamlit, maybe you're using Next.js or something else, or Fast API, I believe there are options on how you can easily deploy. And also, if you're using Jupyter Labs nodes, I think you should put it on Google's Lab if you're going to be using Jupyter Labs. So you're using the notebook. So in Streamlit, it's very easy to deploy. All you have to do is come here and tap on deploy. And it's to show you all of these, whatever, options. Just use Streamlit Cloud and click on deploy now. Streamlit deploy now. Continue to sign in. Continue with Google. Let me stop sharing. Give me a minute, guys. Just sign in. Okay. All right. So I'm signing in now. I just want to show you guys that it's quite easy to deploy on Streamlit. This is our longest class ever. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I hope you guys, I hope this whole thing is it's now easier for you. I'm about to share my screen, but that's proving tricky. All right, so I believe you guys can see my screen once again. So yeah, so after I tap on this deploy now, it's going to tell you to sign in, paste GitHub URL to the repository, the branch, file paths, app URL. You can choose whatever app URL you want to use. So let me just say phase 1, YouTube, RAG, NSKI. Okay, and then deploy. Advanced settings. I think this is where, this is where you put your, environment keys. remember we set an environment variable in our .env, that is our Grok API. And if you're using Grok API, if you notice in my code, I am not specifying. Let me go back to where I wrote where I'm mentioning. So yeah, I'm not specifying API key because Grok is automatically reading it from my .env file. If you want, you can do API, I believe, underscore key. Yep, and then specify. But if you want it to automatically read it from your, .env file, what you have to do is you have to save it in your .env as grok underscore API underscore key. I believe that is it. All right, so that's the easiest way. It has issue with deployments. I don't know what happened, but I will not fix this bug on this code because we are live. So yeah, but yeah, it's very simple to deploy. That's it about that. So if that's all, so I'll stop sharing my screen now. And if I think you can take it on from here.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much, Ebuka. Thank you, everyone. Again, I think this was a very, useful session. I saw a few responses in the chat. So as I said earlier, we're going to take all your feedback and really, really work on it. I hope this session is pushing. I know for some people, it might seem like a lot. It might seem like, oh my gosh, you don't really understand what's going on. But that's the only way you're going to go. You need to come out of your comfort zone. You need to put yourself in those uncomfortable situations. Everyone that started out felt like this. Even till today, I still see things. I'm like, oh, that's scary. I know that that's just typical how it is when you start. Practice, you get better. Thank you all. We're having a keynote talk tomorrow and another one on Saturday. So the speaker tomorrow he's a very senior level manager somewhere in the United States, and the speaker on Saturday is also someone that's the CEO of I think an AI company that does something in music. I don't want to give you guys too much insight towards it, but yeah, it's going to be very insightful. As we're getting closer to the end of this boot camp, I need you guys to keep pushing. Come all this way. Let's finish really strong. Thank you all. Ibuka, thank you really also. We're going to take all your feedback. I'm really going to work on it. And please remember, at the end of the bootcamp, we're going to send a link. I will need you guys to send like 1-minute videos talking about your experience. That's going to be very good for us. And there's more coming after this. We are very much interested in pushing African and people across the globe towards, letting everyone be relevant, because I think that's a very important, not just in Africa but across the globe. I think I don't like this narrative of saying like it's just for Africans. It's for everyone. It's for everyone, because I think many things we're doing, there are people all across the globe that don't really even know anything we're doing here. We're open for everyone, and this AI is open for the world. Thank you all. Any questions you have, put in the Discord chat. We're going to definitely respond. You could
Hi,
text
fine.
myself or the car. You want to say something?
Yeah, just to get like immediate feedback. So please, if this was good, I mean, like it helped you get some clarity for the project, like you could just react so that I just know that okay, yeah, we did like a good job here. So yeah, if I can take it on.
Yeah. So like Ivka said, so please react. Again, this feedback is very, very good for us because we were taking all this into consideration. Your feedback was what led us to having this session. We felt like okay, the feedback was like a bit bumpy, people's confusions. So that's why we decided to have this session now. That's all for me, to be honest. So I'm about to end are you cool?
You say? Yeah, you can end the call, yeah. Thank you
Okay,
guys.
so yeah, bye. Yeah, take care. See you guys tomorrow.